People don't pay for your credentials. They pay for how they feel in your presence. This may sound surprising, but it's the truth that no one teaches in school. We grow up encouraged to wait for permission, to collect degrees, certificates, and approval stamps from outside to prove our worth. But some of the most inspiring and transformative voices in the world never had those. They didn't ask for permission. They got permission. They spoke from the heart, not from a syllabus. People paid them not because they were qualified, but because they were real. Carl Jung, one of the deepest thinkers in psychology, called this archetype, ancient patterns living inside everyone. You don't earn them, you embody them. And when you do, everything changes. Today, people don't pay for information. We have plenty of that. They pay for transformation. They pay to be understood, supported, seen, and to feel an inner shift. This doesn't require credentials, but clarity, authenticity, and emotional resonance. Your power doesn't lie in certificates, but in the energy you carry, the story you tell, and the truth you live. You might be 25, having struggled with intense anxiety and learned to self-regulate. Then a 45-year-old executive might pay you thousands to help them do the same. Why? Because transformation doesn't follow age, degrees, or status. It follows truth and lived experience. Yet many hide their truth. They don't feel enough, asking, "Who am I to charge?" And Jung would call this the wounded ego, the shadow that needs healing. If you don't believe in your worth, no strategy, pricing formula, or business coach can save you, because people feel your energy before they hear your words. Energy before evidence. People sense if you're secretly ashamed to charge or waiting for someone to crown you legit. The unconscious doesn't lie. It picks up signals your ego tries to hide. When you embody your message and your voice carries the frequency of truth, it creates undeniable resonance. That's what people trust and pay for. Remember, your story is your certification. Every breakdown, heartbreak, burnout, quiet healing night, all part of the individuation process, the path to becoming who you truly are. When you walk it was medicine for others. The problem is, many see their past as a burden, not a license. Trust is built not on polish, but presence. Imagine two people offering the same service. One says, "I have a certificate from XYZ Academy, 48 hours of training." The other says, "I've lived through this pain, walked your path, healed, and I'm here to walk with you." The first may get your attention, the second touches your heart. We don't hire robots, we seek resonance. We're drawn to those who survived the fire and returned with stories like our own. Jung said, "We do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Your value is not from training, but transformation. This creates emotional credibility, not a polished script or brand, but being a truthful mirror. Most miss this. Credibility isn't about looking the part, dressing a certain way, speaking like a speaker, or faking it till you make it. That works only in your head, not your truth. Remember, your pain isn't weakness, it's a portal. Your mess isn't a flaw, it's a magnet. Your story isn't a side note, it's your superpower. The question is, are you owning it or still editing life to look professional? When you bravely bring your story to light, raw and honest, you build trust and deep connection no diploma can create. Now let's go deeper, something rarely touched in business, but known deeply by the soul. Those who truly transform aren't always the most trained. They are those who've integrated their truth. Jung called them living archetypes. No acting, no playing roles, but pure embodiment of ancient energies. The wise guide, healer, rebel, mentor, even the alchemist. This energetic clarity speaks louder than words. People don't always consciously know why they're drawn to you, but their unconscious does. They might say, "I don't know why, but I just felt I needed to work with you." That's resonance, and money follows frequency. So which archetype are you hiding? Are you a healer, afraid to claim it because you lack a medical degree? A rebel who challenges the system but tones it down to stay respectable? Someone who brings peace but still asks, "Who am I to charge for this?" Jung calls this the unintegrated self, the part that knows your power but doesn't trust it yet. When you fully own your archetype, something magical happens. You no longer need to sell or perform. You become magnetic. The world craves realness, and the most powerful thing you can offer is yourself, whole and unedited. Every archetype has its own path to prosperity. You don't have to become someone else, just become more of who you are. Let's explore 6 prominent archetypes and how each creates financial value through their energy. Healer. You don't need a medical degree to heal. Your presence is medicine. Coaches, energy workers, grief guides, breathwork facilitators, they help others come home to themselves. People invest in that emotional safety. Rebel, you challenge the system. See what's broken, say no more, and create what doesn't exist yet. Rebels start movements, disruptive products, radical content. People pay rebels because they trust them to lead revolutions. Wise guides, you bring clarity, simplify complexity, offer mentorship through YouTube, books, courses, or communities. People invest in your perspective to make sense of their lives. Lover empath, heart-centered and deeply caring, you offer compassion. In a world starving for softness, you help people through vulnerable transitions. People pay to feel safe, seen, and soothed. You don't just make art, you transmit your soul. Through music, visual art, storytelling, design, or intuitive branding, you help people feel alive. Beauty heals and sells. Alchemist, mystic. You connect the seen and unseen, from spiritual teachers to intuitive business coaches and tarot readers. You translate energy into clarity, hold rituals, lead ceremonies, and offer spiritual frameworks. Spiritual work can be paid because transformation has value, even if intangible. The key, you don't need to become someone else to get paid. You need to become more of who you already are. Each archetype has a path to prosperity. Money follows the value you create. Few talk about this truth in business, but the soul knows it well. Many with big hearts and deep talents are stuck in limiting beliefs about money. We've been taught helping others shouldn't come with profit. Receiving money for spiritual or healing work is selfish or unspiritual. These beliefs aren't universal truths, but stories passed down by systems wanting to keep heart people small and powerless. This causes gifted, dedicated people to burn out, lose joy in their gifts, and feel disconnected from their mission. But when you shift your view of money, seeing each payment as a commitment to growth and healing, the whole game changes. Receiving money with gratitude keeps energy flowing. It sustains your strength, creativity, and ability to support others sustainably. This builds a healing economy, where wealth is not the goal but the means to serve more deeply, live fully, and spread positive energy. Money isn't the enemy. It's a partner on your journey of living your truth and bringing your value. When you let go of old beliefs and step into new awareness, you change not only your life, but the world. Now imagine every time someone pays you, it's not a transaction, but a deep transformation. They invest in themselves, committing to growth and healing. You, through your gift, hold a truthful mirror for them. When you receive money with integrity and gratitude, you're not taking, you're keeping energy flowing. You stay full to pour out more. If you can't meet your needs, how can you fully serve your mission? If you feel exhausted or resentful, your gift loses power. But when nourished and honored, you shine brighter, create deeper, and give from abundance, not obligation. That's what makes a difference for communities and society. Heart-centered business isn't chasing money. It's aligning energy so money extends your purpose and value. Ask yourself, what old money beliefs are you ready to release? What new truths will you embrace? Getting paid for your gifts isn't selfish, it's sacred. Earning from your soul work isn't dirty, it's divine. Your worth isn't negotiable, it's encoded in your being. You don't need to hustle or beg. Just stop apologizing for existing. If this video touched your soul, share it with someone still waiting for permission. Make today's affirmation yours. I am ready to be paid for being fully myself. If you want to keep evolving with transformational soul-based content, subscribe to Fractal Wisdom, a space to wake up, own your truth, and rewrite your story of worth and value. The world doesn't need more professionals. It needs more people who remember who they are and charge accordingly. You are allowed to be seen, supported, and paid. Now, go be who you are. The world is waiting.